Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Paranormal Guys. We're glad you're here. Happy Turkey Day Eve. I hope everybody is enjoying some food and time with family and spending a few moments with us, and we're glad you're here. Tonight, we've got a couple special guests lined up, but first I want to address there was a potential terrorist attack on the United States on the busiest time of the year, travel-wise, and I was out traveling from Knoxville to Atlanta, and it sucked. So, everybody, if you see something, say something. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the United States. So, all right, I'm not going to get very political, and we are not live on Yerg's Radio tonight because we have had a server swap, and I have not had time and don't exactly know how to get on the radio station. So that's on me, but we will get the rerun on there. In the meantime, I am joined by the lovely and beautiful Dina.
Hello.
And the wonderful and hairy Bobby Dizzle.
Hello, Bobby Dizzle.
Woo! Wow. What an afternoon.
Glad you're here.
Wow.
Glad
Speaking
you
of
made
terrorist attack, yeah, a dog did a terrorist attack on the floor, so that's why
Oh,
I'm
no. Oh, okay.
Do what?
The dog
Yeah.
made a terrorist attack on the floor.
old dog.
Oh.
Old dog, old carpet.
Yeah.
And a 3-year-old stepped in it and found it. So, yeah, it's been-
No.
Oh,
had my hands full.
That's a mess.
So if
that's
my camera
great.
goes dark for any reason, that's where I'm at. I'm back.
Well, I guess we can forgive you for that. So,
My laptop was open. I'm like, well, crap.
That's all right.
Lord.
Literally.
Well, Homeboy 88, thank you for being on the being here. Jeff will be joining us on the second hour, so stay tuned. Remember to like, follow, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hello, Wendell. How are you? We're glad you're here. And he told you, Bobby, it's better than new carpet. So
Absolutely.
Well,
It's
if
true.
I get rid of this old dog, I'm going to get some new carpet.
Yeah.
you can't talk about your wife that way. I know Mrs. Dizzle. So.
Hey, now. You
She'll
watch
bury
it.
me in a shallow grave.
You would.
She probably would. She probably would. She's meaner than a snake.
I'm terrified.
You should be.
She's tough.
Blink twice.
Tough lady.
Hey, you have to deadbolt your studio when you're on to keep her from busting in and taking over your show. I'm on to it. So,
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad back here.
well, I bought a brand new boom arm for my mic.
Don't let it hit your face.
Yeah, and was setting it up when I got home, trying to, because I got home literally like 45 minutes ago, and it's for my microphone model. It says it on the box, and this damn piece is too big. The piece of microphone goes on, so I guess I'll be Amazoning that back. Yeah,
Are you sure it don't flip over or something?
I tried that. Yeah, I tried. I'm gonna fiddle with it some more before, but I was running out of time. But
Like the bolt may flip over or something.
well, I thought it had an adapter on it, and well, it actually does. It comes down to a smaller size, but it's still not the size for the microphone. And I don't understand why they're not universal. Why are they not universal? That makes no
that's
sense to
crazy.
me.
Mine's got a thing like that too.
Like, so is that an adapter?
You know how my microphone came with a little stand?
Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
I took the stand apart and used it.
Oh.
Well, see, mine connects with 2 bolts on the side because this is one of the shockproof stands, even though I don't think it works very well, but
It moved by itself one day.
Did it
remember that?
Did it come with anything else?
The mic.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig and look and see. I don't think I have the box anymore. So,
Oh no.
Because
well, heck, I've had this for a couple years.
You may just have to go to Guitar Center and buy something that fits it.
Yeah.
It's pretty universal. It's just I don't know, like a half inch.
Yeah, it's
about a 3/4 inch.
Well, I think that's what I got is the 3/4 on the boom arm, and it's like a half inch. And it's like a half inch on the microphone and 3/4 on the boom arm. Or did I get that backwards? It's the one on the microphone is smaller, whatever size. Hell, I don't know. I can't do math.
I don't math well.
Yeah, you may have
Everybody
to get
knows
something in
that.
between and get an adapter for it.
Yeah.
Rather than send it back.
Heck
You
yeah.
got the arm.
Yeah, I know. I was really looking forward to it. So, and I even got the little shock thing. But once again, the shock thing, the piece that goes through it, doesn't fit the microphone either. I'm like, what the hell? So,
What? You got swindled.
You got something backwards.
Yeah, something's wrong.
well, I got my technical support guy from the basement on it, and he looked at it and said, I got nothing. So I guess I'll
Oh no.
fiddle with it. You're good at putting tight things in little holes. So
I am good at fixing things and at building things.
I am horrible at it. I can
am
fix people, but I can't fix that. Yeah, if something goes wrong with my car, even if it's something simple, I mean, I can change the oil and stuff like that, but yeah, I just take it to a guy. I know nothing about them.
I don't know.
I don't know
never
that.
tried to change the oil, but
But I mean, just well, I can too. Speaking of, probably should. I've put like 2,000 miles on it, so.
I need to do it.
But yeah, I can fix people, but I have no idea about mechanical stuff. It's the weirdest thing I know.
Good at mechanical things.
I'm just weird.
Yeah, well.
But it's true. I am so glad to be home. Oh Lord, that drive was hell. Holy cow! Hour and a half to get out of West Knoxville, and then I guess something was going on in Chattanooga. It routed me through Cleveland, so I got off interstate and went through every little podunk town to Dalton, and got back on interstate. And then it was just stop and go. Like, good Lord!
I think
So
they were monitoring the military bases and all those little military things.
yeah, well, I know when I worked for DeKalb, and I was on the hazmat team, one of the major targets in DeKalb County is Spaghetti Junction, where 75, 85, 285, and 400 all come together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, they're all. I talked to some of my boys on the way down here, and they're on high alert.
Yeah.
I don't know if this thing was just.
Homeboy.
Yeah, if this thing was just a idiot, or if it was a true terrorist, but she, I don't guess they've identified the pieces. Yeah, and there's supposedly a second car is what I heard on the news at one point. So, but and they don't know where it is. So good.
Any description?
I didn't hear one, but they did shut the Buffalo airport down.
Oh, wow.
I did notice that. So
Interesting.
it's always, having been on the inside of that little loop of things. I mean, I was just on the fire department side, so I didn't get like great intel, but there's more going on than they're telling us.
Of course.
So
there's always more going on than they tell us.
and hopefully it'll be good guys winning on this one, but
that's why
I don't
like
know.
working in the sheriff's department like that, and with the in conjunction with the police, and in the communication center, because I knew a whole lot more stuff than what the public knew, because it was.
Yeah, and I think the city screwed me over and pulled my security because I can't log into my Homeland account anymore. So must be nice.
That's probably for the best. It's called
Oh, well, I still have a patch. I'm still a paramedic.
Well, yeah, you should be able to do that. Well, but was your security through the fire department?
Technically, I think my security was when I was flying as a flight medic. So,
okay.
But I don't know. The city pulled all my certifications and like a bunch of jackwads. So, yeah. Yeah, don't get me going.
P-Rick.
Don't get me going. I'm going to start a GoFundMe for the lawsuit. So you think I'm joking?
No, you really do. You should do it on Gibson Go for real.
We'll talk off the air because it might be a possibility. So any of the rats out there that runs to the city and tells them things, yes, I'm considering a lawsuit for EEOC violations, tort, and civil violations. So yeah, go ahead, run, tell them. So I've already got a lawyer. Good times. So
anytime somebody says tort, I get hungry because I think of tortoise. I don't think of
tortellini.
I think of a Mexican spicy pork.
I think of tortellini.
Go
yeah, I think
and get you a torta.
I was thinking tortellini too. Yeah.
I don't like Italian food. I'd rather have Mexican.
The heck is wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
I'm American.
I'm
Mexican only.
He's American
and Italian.
I'm telling you, it pisses people off when I get on this tirade about how much I do not get fired up about Italian food because they're like, let's get a nice pasta. I'm like, God, do we have to? Like, we're going to have a spaghetti supper. It just seems so phoned in. And lasagna gets a complete class.
Well, I think what bothers me about it is, A, it lasts so long, and B, it seems like it's just all tomato based. So now I do like lasagna. I won't lie there. That's one of my favorites. But
I went to Aubrey's the other night and got a haystack pasta. Oh, it was so good. It's in a white base sauce. It was so good.
I think he's having a code brown alert. So
oh no, that's not good.
So what are you doing for Turkey Day, Dina?
I am going to my sister-in-law's. My brothers and sister-in-laws. She's cooking, so I'll say her house.
Cool.
Well, we're all bringing stuff. I'm making a Boston cream pie cake thing.
Cool.
Got it half finished.
Is your squatter going with you, or is he doing something different?
I do not. He's not going with me. I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea.
What? How's that possible?
Him and Sandra went to a party tonight, so who knows when they'll be back.
Well, just keep it on their apartment. So
I am.
Well, I think she's Mrs. Sport Cat is. There was cheese ball, there was sausage balls. Probably not many left because I dove into the sausage balls. I hadn't ate all day. I'm living on vitamins, Mountain Dew, energy drinks. Good Lord. So yeah, I had sausage ball and cheese ball when I came in. Like run through the house and was trying to set this up and was yelling and throwing things because it didn't work. So I just went back to my old setup.
I forget to eat during the day, and then at around 7 or 8 o'clock, I get so hungry, and I'm like, "What can I eat?"
I don't have that problem,
man,
at all.
Look,
we went and seen Santa Claus today, and we went and got wings afterwards. That was
Oh, did they tell you what they want from Santa?
Yeah, I mean they got it already, so
they got lists. I bet.
Wow.
Whether they know it or not, Santa's already here.
Oh.
Santa's bald and comes from the West Coast and has trucks that have smiley faces on them.
Oh, you already got their stuff.
Oh yeah, that's already here.
Oh dang, I haven't bought one Christmas present.
The old and the middle aren't really. They're kind of buying in just because they know it's free presents. But the little one, she's still all in.
Oh,
good.
I like that.
She ran to Santa like sprint.
Did she? Chip on his lap.
I want a BB gun.
Hey, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
That's right. Good. So after tomorrow, we can start watching Christmas Story. So
yeah,
I already have.
I haven't yet, so
I haven't watched it yet either.
I watch them year round, especially stuff like Christmas Vacation. That's a year rounder for me.
Oh, that's a great movie. Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. And
one of my traditions is on Christmas Eve, I like to pop on, and I don't know if I can find it now that I don't have a DVD player. The original Christmas Carol from the 1930s. I
Oh,
love that version. I've
that's
seen
a
a
good
lot of the
one.
other versions, and they just don't cut it like the original. So,
No,
The one with Mickey
the,
Mouse?
no,
no.
no, the
Oh,
original Ebenezer Scrooge in black and white, and
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it was filmed in like 1940 or some shit. It's really old, so
Yeah,
it's probably public domain by now.
it probably
it
is.
might be. Yeah, I'll look on YouTube. So,
I like Scrooge.
Wendell said that is a
Bill
good
Murray,
movie.
I do like that one.
Wendell
Wendell-
says
Wen-
that he just got through Willow Creek.
That's a good
Oh.
one.
I don't remember that one. Which one is that?
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh,
I can't place it.
Yes, you can. It's a found footage movie, and they were in Willow Creek, and the couple in a SUV went up there and met all the locals and got ripped apart by Bigfoot.
Okay.
no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's on the bootleg sites. Also, the Christmas
Oh.
Carol is available for buy or rent on YouTube. 1938.
Okay. Yep, that's the one.
Let me see if it's on the high seas.
What is the high seas?
The pirates.
Oh, I
Oh.
know.
He didn't make it. He did not make it.
We do have what is my computer doing? Bigfoot. Oh gosh, what is the name of the movie? Bigfoot Goes Berserk, Bigfoot something. Coming up, we have the director and some of the cast from that movie. Let me pull my calendar up here because I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Christmas Carol's on the high seas for free.
Oh,
There it is.
Well, grab it for me, and then I don't know, send it to me.
Just give you a link to it.
yeah. Give me a link. Give me a link. Link him up.
Let's see.
They know better than pirate in a movie.
Link your brother up.
I love it. Let's see. We have a circus coming up on the 6th. And then we have a
What did you say?
circus. A circus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, on the 6th of December, we have Dr. Finnegan's Circus. I'm going to give him the whole 2 hours. I'm going to meet with the guy and see. I think we're going to be uploading some video and stuff because they won't be able to do everything on the show.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
And then the following week, we have some sports stuff and a guest that's a celebrity. He's also familiar with all the homeland and security stuff like that.
Cool.
I know that's a Google executive coming up. We're off that week. Maybe it is next year. Heck, I don't know. We'll stop.
When's our guests come on today?
Well, we were supposed to have one now, but they have not shown up yet. So it's from GRFX. It's the upcoming Netflix series about a comic book company. So
Do you send them reminders?
I do.
Okay. I just wondered.
Let's see. It is called Bigfoot Unleashed.
Bigfoot Unleashed.
Yeah, Bigfoot Unleashed. We have that coming up January 3rd, so right after the first of the year. So,
Cool.
Have you seen the new Bigfoot thing going around that he destroys a trail cam area with tree limbs?
yeah,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
yeah. I don't know if it's real or not because it's not.
Bigfoot looks like a dude in a parka with his face showing.
Huh.
Okay, see, I've only seen it on my phone, so
Let's see. Where you at? I bet I can find it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Nah.
Is exists? Is it still on? Oh shit! Sorry.
Wendell.
Is Exist still on Netflix? Was it on Netflix or Amazon?
It was. I think last time I saw it, it was. Yeah, it's free on YouTube.
Oh, it is.
Right now.
Oh, okay.
Let me check Likewise to see if it's on there.
I'm gonna find my email.
I'll let it run a lot. I'll let it run a lot when I'm at work and just have it on because it's cool. Just I'll be looking over it, glancing at it.
I want to watch it, and because I saw that guy on your channel.
Oh yeah, that guy was enthusiastic.
I've been wanting to watch it before, but
It's on Prime. It's on
Okay.
Tubi, Roku. Oh yeah, you can find it anywhere. Freevee,
It's on Roku channel.
Tubi, Apple Tunes or iTunes, Apple TV, Pluto, Roku, TV, Voodoo, Tubi, Voodoo. Yeah, it's all there. It's free.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Free with ads on YouTube.
Okay.
It is a good one.
I sent the link again just in case they lost it just now. It shouldn't have changed,
No.
but
Wendell's got my pirate site. He's going nuts.
What is it? Is it Bay?
I'll send it. No, Pirate Bay. No. Here, I do have something I can plug real quick, but has nothing to do with anything, but it kind of does. Here, this will be an interesting nugget for anyone listening.
Plug us up.
This is called huntsvilleadventurer.com, and one of my jiu-jitsu coaches built it, and it's a giant database of all places to hike and waterfall in the area.
Oh, that's awesome.
Check it out. You type in. He loves waterfalls. He's got a whole group dedicated to them.
Oh.
But you scroll down, and it's got the list of them here.
Oh, that's very cool.
An interactive map.
Huntsville Adventurer.
Yep. .com. And you click on it. This is close to where I grew up right here. Never Sink Pits.
Awesome.
I took him up here for the first time. The Never Sink. And the pictures on here are from when I took him. The day Kobe Bryant died, nonetheless.
The day who?
Kobe Bryant. That's not. He went down afterwards. But this is across the ridge from my mama's house. This hole in the ground. Most photographed sinkhole in the world.
Wow.
And
I've never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I grew up like less than a mile from it. It was just something everybody went, and all the little crunchy hippies go up there.
Crunchy.
Yep. But look, he'll do a little rating. He'll do a rating on it.
Oh, wow.
That's a blurb. Yeah, it's pretty cool. HuntsvilleAdventure.com. I mean, it's everywhere in the South, just about he has. All right, I'll send
it. Georgia? I've heard of Pisgah. What's that?
Pisgah.
Pisgah.
Hey, we're not allowed to cuss on here, so.
Pisgah. But he also has like.
I've heard of that.
Like I was look at all the camping sites he's got.
We got Hippie Hole.
You should line that up with a map of Bigfoot sightings and see how it compares.
Yeah.
Don't get ahead of me, Glenn Jackson.
Oh, he's on the way. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, I was thinking here's the camping one came up in a different window. But but I was planning on did I send you the thing about mini documentaries today? A message.
I haven't checked anything if you did, so I don't know.
I was wanting to go to BFRO and like find camping areas near sites and go to them and do like mini documentaries on the squatchability of a location. And
gotcha.
a lot of them lay right on top of these.
You can call your website Squatchability.
Yeah.
And if we could find out, I don't know if Pilates has a map online to match up with any of that either. You know, the missing 411. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Because see right there, a lot of these sites are by water, and that's a lot of times where people go disappearing is by water.
It is.
If there's anything down here?
Interesting.
Between LaGrange and
here we go.
I don't know.
That might be an interesting area to check out.
I've never been there. I don't know what it's like. There's the Talladega National Forest in my Wendell's house.
Wow.
Talladega is a hot spot.
Hey, Ross. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. And Ross, I apologize. We are not on the radio, Ross. So, boss, I'm sorry. I have failed you. So,
he got stuck in traffic.
Yeah, and I played with it on the laptop, but I didn't quite understand it, and I don't want to go in there and crash Ross's station and, get the FCC on us or some crap. So it's internet radio; they won't come after us. So, and I don't even have the phone lines. Well, he hasn't given me the password to get in, so
that might help.
I downloaded the app like I was told to do, but we'll get it figured out, Ross. And I'll send you this show later tonight. So And then I don't know if see, that one's on you, Ross. I don't know if Ross is going to allow us to, but for the 2 weeks of the celebrity, or it's not celebrity, I'm sorry, reindeer games, Big Brother, I would like to go live on internet radio with that. That's going to premiere December 11th. We're going to go on, I think at 11 o'clock or 10:45, something like that, right after the first episode. So,
and
we're going to get it.
Is December the
11th.
I said that.
Yeah. You did.
On top of it.
So yeah, we'll have a December 11th and 12th, and I think the Thursday after that, and then the next week I think it's about the same thing. So we're going to try and pump that out live on the radio if Ross will allow us. So I think he will. He seems to be a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Said he found us another viewer. His co-host and her family are huge Big Brother fan. Well, there you go. So we have to go live on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Wendell wants to know if you're going to go out and do what you talked about. This could be top secret, Wendell. He may not be able to tell us. So
that's what I was just talking about, the mini docks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
In little areas. There's one real close to my house that's got a nice, it's like I got a nice 2-mile hike and a waterfall and a cave. And
cool.
I think it may be my initial, like my test one.
He's watched every episode. Awesome.
Cool. We love it.
Oh my God, what a weirdo. Wow.
You ought to find one where it's halfway between you and me, and we'll go do it together. We'll take some more gay selfies together. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm sure there's something. There's also this Google map of all the BFRO places. You can kind of overlay them.
Yeah, I was going to look that up for my Vermont trip coming up next month. Because I swear, my son's property just reeks squatchy. But, of course, my son doesn't believe in all that. Talladega National Forest? Yeah, Talladega National Forest is a hot spot.
Mm.
I have had many adventures there.
I think we all need to go to Sonia's property and
yes, we do. Yeah, and me and Bobby should go up there and film a little mini documentary that we run in the show. Well, I'm saying all of us, but
me and Bobby.
Well, I mean, I meant for like the technical stuff. Of course, you're going to be there. You live right around the corner, duh. So, so yeah. Plus, I need somebody to sexually harass while I'm up there. So,
well, of course,
we got to get those pheromones for Bigfoot. For my luck, I'll find the only gay Bigfoot. So,
that would be like really crazy bisexuals.
Maybe they're transsexuals. I don't know. So, yeah, that'd be my luck. I finally have the greatest Bigfoot experience of my life, but I can't tell anyone.
There's a Class A in Carrollton, Georgia.
The Walls of Jericho. I don't know where that is.
There is a Walls of Jericho. It's up by where I grew up. But there is a BFRO Class A sightings out there, Kevin.
Cool.
It's Walls of Jericho is about a 10-mile hike, top of the mountain, bottom of the mountain, and these walls around you. It's pretty neat.
Ooh, that's called a kill box.
It's definitely a kill box.
Yeah.
If you need to kill somebody, then there's perfect. Let me see if I can find that. It's a cool little.
Well, that's what happened to us on Trey Mountain. We're up in northeast Georgia, where they dug into the side of the mountain to, I guess, quarry the marble or granite, I guess. And we camped, and there was walls on either side of us, and there was walls behind us. And that night was when we had the things thrown at us from the high up vantage point.
Oh, that's pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think squirrels, raccoons, or possums throw rocks.
No.
And if they do, they probably don't throw a lot of them.
Not big.
I just added that particular soundbite to my intro.
Oh, did you?
When
you did. You said you were going to.
Leroy Nail says barn owls will typically throw rocks. Here's a
true.
picture. Here's a picture of Bigfoot. Got live action. Hang on, coming down.
Live action. What do we got here?
Oh, you did it. Cool.
Well, it's something.
They can't hear it, Bobby.
Well, it's not playing. It's a picture.
Oh, damn.
Can you smell it, Dina?
I can smell it.
Anything else? But that's
Smells like
that's a
dog
picture
pee.
of the High Top, Alabama, just down the road from
okay.
where the Walls of Jericho is.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
But they got a tree knot. So we saw a dark figure across the mountain.
Ooh.
Yeah, there it is. Large black figure, ridgeline near High Top.
Why is it going to be black?
Hear the picture. Shut up,
Well,
Kevin.
you noticed that there's an odd black figure in High Top. Let me tell you, it would stand out. It would stand out. You'd be like, "What is that?" Came from around here, are you, boy?
At Bobby Dizzle.
I'm just saying. I never said it. I respect all races and creeds.
I don't even hear
Look
what
at
you said.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Coming down, I heard some talk show talking about
That's
today or
bizarre.
tomorrow, the holiday, that the new word for racist is colonist. I was like,
colonizers. Yeah, they
colonizers. I'm
they
like, what the
call us
hell?
colonizers because we settled here.
Everybody's got to live somewhere.
Well, there were all different races that came.
Yeah, we just happen to have guns. I mean,
Yeah, I mean there were black folks that came here too. that
yes,
One of the first slave owners was a black man.
yes. And there was
In
tribes
Egypt.
of Indians that were
Yeah.
also darker skinned than normal. So yeah, I mean,
And they were also slave owners.
and you know, I mean, I have no problem admitting that Americans are a bunch of what do you call it?
We're nuts.
Mutts, but we're also killers. I mean, we killed a couple 100,000 people in 1 second. I mean, come on.
You know what? Every country that has been formed was done off the blood of other people.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Go back to the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I know right where that is. I've been on that road many times. Ran calls there.
Oh, where is that?
That is actually right around the corner from Mom's.
Is it? What is
Yeah.
that? I can't see.
It's a
What is
Class
it?
B.
We hasn't
Oh,
played it yet.
No, it's just a.
Shut up. Shut up.
I
I'm trying
know.
to see what it
I'm
is.
messing with
I
Dina.
can't see. I can't hear. What the hell's going on?
But
Can you call it up
can
on
you
your magic box?
can you smell it?
Stranger County. Okay, blank.
Can you smell what the rock's cooking? So,
Indian Ridge Road. Gotcha.
Can you call
Yep.
it up on your magic box?
Can you call
just
it
go
up
straight
on
down
the
131, run into, let's see, from Mom's, go straight down 131, hang a right and then a left on Rutledge Pike.
Hey,
And
my
it's
dad-
right there.
My dad's got property in Blaine.
Hey, it could be squatchy.
It could be. He's cut some trees down up there, but it's still mostly wooded.
It hopped a roadside barbed wire fence.
Damn.
They're quite agile.
Pretty big because it could hop.
I got to get a contact for the Flintville monster, just across the Tennessee line here. That could be like a whole.
I haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of that one.
It's a white one too.
Ooh.
Well, the Alabama white thing was what I saw. So
That thing
I
is
can't.
misty.
Yeah, it was.
I thought Bobby was the Alabama white thing.
Ma'am.
I haven't seen him in shorts yet. So I saw him when he had on like 12 layers of clothes.
That's how they'll announce me in my WWE appearance. The Alabama white thing.
The Alabama colonizer.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so this talk station, I don't know. I was flipping around in different news stations coming down the road and was talking about how maybe Americans shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh. That was
Like, come on, give it up,
that was
people.
a
Just
time
give
of
it up.
peace, right?
Yeah, and then we killed everybody. Hell yeah. We brought them to the table, we fed them, then we shot them. That's what we do. We're
No,
Americans.
We didn't shoot them. We
We put them on a bunch of wagons and sent them west.
No, we taught the Indians. we taught the Indians what we knew, and the Indians taught us a bunch of things that they knew.
Yeah.
I
And then
mean,
the FDA said that it was illegal and we couldn't do it. So,
the FDA wasn't formed yet. People don't know history, and they make it out worse than it's a lot of times worse than what it was. It's like Alex Haley said, Roots wasn't a documentary. He made it. He made it. What was it he said that I can't remember, but he said it wasn't a documentary. He made it for I can't remember what reason he said, but it's a quote.
okay, then.
I don't
Well,
remember. Let me look it up.
Spike Lee's version of If the South Won the War is a good movie. So
Oh, really?
it's way out there, but yeah. So,
Spike Lee.
but history is something we've learned from, and we move on. So
Yeah, but I mean,
it is what it is. We can't take it back. It's already too late. So
exactly.
It's already
I
too late.
just people.
it's too
Look at
late.
these taxis.
People
And we're friends with the Germans after they bombed Pearl Harbor. So hey, it's all good.
Yeah,
It's just
I see nothing wrong with that statement.
people annoy me because they're. I mean, I know things our ancestors did were. Some of them were atrocious, and some of them, but on all sides. No. Anyway,
I know.
but
I know.
we
I know.
don't have anything to do with what they did.
No, I mean, my family was part of the original people sent over here from England that they didn't want over there anymore.
Well,
In other words, we were criminals.
mine too. We were the Irish. I can't remember what they're called, but we were like the people that were run out of
England.
England and sent over here to be slaves as well.
No dogs, no Irish.
And
The Irish were slaves too.
in New York. We started out in
Drunk-ass
New York being slaves, and some were indentured servants, but all of them were not indentured servants. Some were slaves, and then
Kevin is a lying bastard. Kevin is the biggest fibber on planet Earth. He is white as a driven snow.
oh Lord,
Here's Kevin's family tree.
oh my gosh,
Family stick.
This dude sends me his DNA read. Oh boy! Oh God! Help!
Oh,
But he sends me his DNA thing and has French and Italian and German how overwritten. It just says Indian.
oh my God.
he identifies as Indian.
I can clearly see French and German under that.
He identifies as Indian, so there's nothing wrong with that.
That's why he likes curry so much.
He says he listens to Wednesday's Adams quote every Thanksgiving.
That's hilarious, by the way.
Once again, don't know what that is.
From Adam's Family Values, when she was doing the quote, the Sacagawea quote or Pocahontas quote for the summer camps Thanksgiving play, and she's like talking about how she just he tied everybody up and burned them at the stake.
Oh my God.
Pugsley was a turkey. What's that part?
It's an American tradition, so. So, Bobby, what are you doing for Turkey Day tomorrow, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Pocahontas. I'm going to go to my aunt's house. My company gave me a turkey, so we're having that, and
You frying it? You frying it?
Bacon it. Bacon.
I figured you'd be a frying guy.
I do, but it's a lot of mess.
Yes, it is.
It's almost not worth it. I mean, they're good, but there's a reason there's a whole YouTube channels dedicated to them.
Have you ever smoked one?
Yeah, I've smoked them before.
That's what Tyler's doing.
They're pretty good.
And since Beth works in the medical field, she works, so we're going to do ours Saturday. So
you got to thaw them out, though.
Oh, when you smoke them, yeah.
They've got to be room temperature because they are dense little critters.
They are.
Kevin says he's got one in the oven.
I plucked a wild turkey once.
Me and Kevin work for the same company. We got the same turkey.
Y'all got to share the wishbone.
Mm-hmm. We do. We all went to the same place in town here and got our turkey.
So I thought you left that one company.
I did. Moved to another one, which where Kevin works.
Oh, so you went to Kevin. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're co-workers now, more so than we were before.
Kevin claims that his is bigger.
I was 35 and a half pounds. I know what he's talking about.
35 and a half pounds? That's a damn huge yard bird.
It is. Damn.
I was full of hormones.
You fresh off the steroid drug.
I weighed it out to 14 and a half.
Wow. I'm going to get Kevin on the show one day because he sounds like he really gets into giving you hell. So
there'd be a lot going on to get him on here.
You should get him on today. We don't have any guess.
Yeah, I sent him the link again. So I don't know.
You should get Kevin on in the springtime when his farmer's market starts.
Oh,
He could talk about that.
Yeah.
So you give him hell, huh?
I really do. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's good. It's all good. So I wish the heck we were closer. We could do more stuff together. So
go to Rome, Georgia and hang out. Meet halfway.
Yeah.
I was almost going to go to Sylacauga earlier in the week. I ain't done nothing hardly all this week, and I don't regret a second of it. But I was going to go to not Sylacauga, but Chickamauga and Rock City.
Mm-hmm.
Take the kids up there, but I didn't. I was watching a show, and I watched pretty much all of it in 3 days.
Binge watched.
Don't regret it. It's called Good Girls. It's one of the best shows I've watched in a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Our Christina Hendricks is in it.
I've been behind on TV since the Big Brother thing. That was pretty much all I watched. So, and Wendell is saying that the New York governor has stated that there is no terrorist involvement.
What?
What the heck?
Well, I'm just going to tell you from a firefighter, paramedic, hazmat technician. I haven't seen the video, but I've heard people describe the video. Cars don't explode like that that do in Hollywood. So,
yeah.
And well, I'll just leave it at that. So it's probably they figured that it's for our safety that we don't know. So,
yeah.
Whoa. You just blew us off. Yeah, there we go. We have our attack. So, and if it was nothing, why are they on such a heightened alert? So,
yeah,
our marble should be red right now if we had a marble anymore. So, I don't remember which president took our marbles: Obama, Trump, Bush, which one? But we used to have marbles tell us what threat level we were.
They lost our marbles. Well,
Ron White said, get a helmet, put on the damn helmet.
Yeah. I love him. He's so funny.
Get a helmet, put on the damn helmet.
Have you ever heard his story talking about being in Greece on the boat with Dr. Phil?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh my gosh, it is freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Phil and Rogan and Ron White are all friends, and it's a weird circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that being very strange.
But he was talking about he's so stupid getting drunk on Dr. Phil's boat, and his wife is a really, really good singer, like a performer. Like she was singing on Dr. Phil's boat, and she said all these boats came around and were listening to her, and she sang like several songs, and uh, all the while he was sitting over there just knocking back whiskey, and he got drunk, and he's like, I don't know if he said somebody asked him to get up and say something, or he thought he was just going to go do his act next, and he was wasted, and got really, really raunchy and was slurring and falling down drunk.
I'm about to watch that. I've seen that before. I have to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm not telling it near as well as he does, but he's like, everybody started leaving. He said his wife was telling him sit down and just shut up, and he got pissed off, and they were actually docked at the dock, and he said he got mad. He started walking off, and he said, "You know, you think that the walkway to the shore would be like something that was level, but it wasn't." He said they're on floats, and he said I missed that last step, and I went rolling. He said I didn't wake up till the next morning in bed, and he said I was going. He said I couldn't move. He said I was going, shoo lordy. He said you're at the shoe lordies. He said all I could do is go, shoo lordy. It's hilarious. You should have to see it.
It's almost true of an EMS call. You
I
can tell how
know.
bad the medical emergency is by the tackle lordies.
Yep. You're
The elderly
right.
people going, oh lordy, 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 oh lordy, lordy, lordy. Yeah, there's somebody dying there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh Lord have mercy.
Jesus, help me.
Yeah. Help me, Jesus.
We ran a cardiac arrest in one of these mega churches, and they're still having the sermon, but there's a group of people around the dead guy, literally, because nobody's doing anything, and they're all praying and doing this. And so we go in there, and we started doing everything we do. We shocked him and put the tube in his throat and all that. I look over the other paramedic and the fireman, and they're still laying hands on us and doing this.
Oh.
And I said, Jesus Christ, if he can't help them, what the fuck do they expect us to do?
Oh no. Not in the church.
Yes, I did.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah. So he got the best medical care available before we got there. So they were going, oh. Yes, Wendell, I had you blocked. No, you actually blocked me, Wendell, because I told you that I wasn't going to give you $20 or my phone number. I'm not sure what you wanted. So
Oh yeah.
I got them
So
both.
you
Wendell,
blocked
give them
me.
to 10.
Yeah. I do. I'll unblock you.
I don't have him blocked, so he
That
must have
was
blocked
when-
me.
That was when well, you might have blocked. Oh shoot.
When he
He's
was
blocked from the
when he
group.
was when he was getting hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
blocked from the
He is blocked from the group, and I need to go fix that. So
Oh, yeah.
I can fix that with a couple clicks. But
I'll check on my thing. I'm sorry.
Back
I
when
know-
Wendell was a security risk.
I know that I did not block him. He blocked me after I can't remember what I told him and something.
Oh,
I sent him a message in Chinese and said, "Ever you are."
I think you blocked me, or whoever was using your account blocked me because you asked whoever it was asked for my phone number, and I it didn't sound like you, whatever they said, and
How exactly does a text sound? Just curious. So,
how does a what?
a text sound.
Well, it just didn't sound like something he would
Oh.
say, And
Well, why not? Wendell might be hitting on you.
Wendell didn't want to hit on me. But anyway, you blocked me because I said I didn't feel comfortable giving out my home phone number or my phone number. But anyway, and you blocked me.
I gave him a number. It wasn't the right one, but I gave him a number. So
No, a lot of
and he
stuff.
kept saying, "Send me the code," and I just put like OU812, and they couldn't figure it out for like 4 times. I did it. So I'm like, "Send it again." I didn't get it, and it was like OU812, and then like a 6FAU, you know.
6FAU.
So yeah, they didn't get it. You know, the third time when I think they asked me for $20 or so, I don't remember what it was. I was like, yeah, no, you just kiss my butt. So
I don't know.
the best way to rat them out is to go to Google Translate and type in "comrade, it's one of us," and send it to them in Chinese. Fucks with their heads so bad.
Oh, I bet. Okay.
Comrade.
Comrade, I'm with you. You don't have the pale face. So
Comrade, it is I.
somebody. Oh yeah, Wendell, you blink Brenda. Unblink Brenda.
I'm blinking everybody. You blinking?
I'm blinking.
I'm the blink.
Damn it, Wendell.
Shoot, I was in the middle of going to say something and I forgot what it was now.
Oh Lord. Well, we still got a few minutes for the next guest comes on. So. I was really excited about this tonight. I don't know what happened.
Speaking of that, I'm taking a biological break for the next guest.
Okay.
What? Fine.
Biological
It's just a live show, Bobby. So Brenda. Damn, I got Brenda on my mind tonight. Have Dina dance for us in the intermissions in the halftime. And put on something a little skimpier though.
It's cold in my apartment.
Turn the heat on.
I did.
It's 44 here. How cold is it there?
I don't know. It's supposed to get really cold. Let me look.
Yeah. I woke up last night and checked on Mom's. I went out and just opened the door and looked, and it looked like a frost. I don't know if it did frost, but it looked like a frost.
It's 44 degrees.
What's the same as here? It's not that cold.
But I'm chilly. It's supposed to get down to what? It's supposed to get down to the 30s.
Yeah, we're not going to get that low. Did I tell you Kyle got 4 inches of snow last night?
No, but it's supposed to snow here tomorrow.
What?
Yes.
I would have stayed. Damn it. I should have let the terrorists scare me into returning back to Mom's.
Yeah, you should have. Well, they may have changed it. It's supposed to get a cold front tomorrow night.
I had to come cuddled with you. Thanksgiving is just any family gathering, have a nice dinner, a few drinks, and start fighting. Hell yeah.
We don't fight. We play games. We play board games.
Well, my son's in Vermont. My daughter is going to the, I guess her father-in-law's for Turkey Day tomorrow with the other grandchild. Beth has to work. Tiffany is in Greenville, so.
Well, dang.
I'll spend a day on the couch watching football.
Well, true. Well, they may have moved it to. Well, chance of precipitation tomorrow. Snow.
Snow kidding.
Snow kidding.
That upsets me. I was just there. I would have stayed.
Yeah.
I'm going to see enough in Vermont, though.
Dusting, if anything. Because it's not going to get down to very cold. I
cannot believe my son has turned into a mountain man. He was out plowing his driveway. I'm like, what the hell is this? You didn't. Wow. I couldn't get you to shovel snow when there was only a 1/4 inch out there.
Yeah.
Now he's got a tractor and a plow and had on his overalls. I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with you, boy? When did this happen? So
yeah, that's funny.
He keeps telling me, he says, you're going to have to get studded tires. I'm like, what am I going to do? Yeah, apparently there's some law in Vermont when the weather gets to a certain whatever that they will like write you tickets if you don't have steel, whatever it is, studded tires.
Can you use chains?
I have no idea. I guess I should buy a set. I don't even know if you can buy a set in Georgia.
Oh, sure you can.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I feel like studded tires would wear out really quick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going up there for 2 weeks. So what the hell am I going to do with my tires?
Yeah, you don't want to get studded tires to go up there for 2 weeks.
They'll see my Georgia plates and they'll just push me in a ditch or something. So
yeah, you're probably right.
Actually, they're very friendly up there.
I'm just kidding you.
No. When he moved up there, I anticipated that typical, Yankee attitude and stuff.
They're not Yankee.
Vermont is, well, they're practically Canadian,
country. Yeah.
Yeah, that Green Mountain. Oh, that is more beautiful than the Smokies, and that hurts my heart to say that.
Oh.
Yeah. When we crossed that hill coming into Vermont, on the interstate, literally the Green Mountains glowed like emeralds.
Oh,
it was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. We had to stop and take pictures.
Oh my goodness.
I was a tourist. I pulled off to the side road, put my hazards on, got out, took pictures.
Crazy.
Brenda says she can't do anything because she has no car. But she did get an upgrade to her scooter.
Oh, that's good.
She can't go four-wheeling yet, though.
Oh.
Studded tires.
Well, we may have changed our forecast tomorrow.
It's almost like cheating.
Tomorrow.
What, studded tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
What's the point driving on ice if you can't lock them down and slide a little bit?
I don't know how an all-wheel drive to handle that. So I'll have the missus with me and I'm gonna scare her. So I'll like do some donuts or something. So.
Oh my gosh, she will kill your butt.
As long as she takes her Ativan or Valium or shots of liquor, whatever the hell it is, she'll be fine. So. Bobby, Brenda wants to challenge you. Her chair versus your truck. I've seen his truck, Brenda. I think he can take you in that one.
So we're going to hook him up? Put her on top like Granny, clamp it?
Yep.
And she was saying that she was going to go with her friends somewhere, and they were like, well, you can just drive your scooter up into the back of the truck. And I'm like, what the hell are they going to do with you then? And she's like, I guess just hang on for the ride.
Sit up there in a blanket. But you get pulled over then.
Probably. Is it illegal to have a handicapped person? I was about to say cripple. Is it illegal to have a handicapped person in the back of in a pickup truck going 90? If they have a helmet on and they're strapped in, they got their toe strap tying them down, they got a helmet on, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Helmet.
I'm sure I just offended somebody. So.
Of course you did.
Oh, I'm gonna also go out on a bet here and say that. Because Jeff from the Garden of Doom hasn't showed up yet either, and I know he's not gonna not come. So I'm gonna send him the link through.
Oh no, I looked up the
Facebook.
wrong guest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, me too. Talk on it. I don't know anything about him. What's he
Jeff?
do? Yeah.
He is a fellow podcaster. He has the Garden of Doom, which is quite an interesting podcast. They range anything from politics to pretty much anything. He was talking about Aztecs the other day. I forget what it is. I think that was his most recent show. And of course, he's talked about paranormal, Bigfoot, UFOs. So yeah, he's got a good show with a good following, and I hope that the previous viewer that was waiting on him is still hanging around because he should be here. I sent the link again. I'm wondering if maybe Streamlabs changed the link from the time that I started it. I don't know. See, that's what I dislike about having to send out the link so far in advance to the celebrity folks.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin, how are you in tech and you don't have a webcam? I don't understand. When you start a GoFundMe for that, get Kevin a webcam.
$80.
They're cheap enough now.
Yeah, they're nothing. You just get them.
Yeah.
I got one in a box over here as a spare. Ain't even open.
See, there you should help your buddy Kevin out. Oh, his government issued one is on his son's PC. Okay. I don't know why my computer keeps doing that. I think my computer needs to update and just tell it no. Go away.
Heck.
What?
Mine does.
What are you doing?
Maybe that tonight.
Yeah, my laptop, I hadn't turned it on in quite a while, and it took like 45 minutes for it to do all the updates. Ooh, Wendell's calling him out. Get a cell phone. Well, us podcasters don't like it when people call in with cell phones, so we'll take it, but you just don't know what you're going to get with the audio. The video is usually meh, but the audio, yeah, not so much. So,
because I always try to do it over the speakerphone.
I know,
and it comes back through.
Yeah,
Yep.
over the car audio.
I know. I hated that with Miranda when she was on.
I think that's what she was doing.
Yeah, because it was a rental car. Obviously, she just flown into. I think she was in Tampa, so. I think she's got a fight too. I need to look that up. I saw somewhere that I think she has a fight coming up. I don't know which UFC it's on, so I'll have to get up with her and see because she said she was going to come on before her next fight.
All jacked up.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Jacked up and ready to go. Wearing her mouthpiece.
I gotta find. Should have come while I was gone. I bought a new shirt. It's a Mountain Dew logo with Bigfoot, and it says Mountain Dude.
Mountain Dude.
Mountain Dude.
D-U-D-E, dude.
Yeah. Hey, our fellow podcaster Jeff is here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring Jeff in so we won't bore you so much. Hello there.
Are you saying we're boring? You better shut up.
We're not just boring. We're not just boring. Jeff, how are you, man? We have the first hour guest didn't show up. I don't know, maybe technical problems or something. So we've just been BSing it, and I figure we'll just bring you into the BS segment and see how you are. How are you, man?
I am good. I'm glad to hear I wasn't late because I thought I was at 10:30. So I'm like, oh, he sent me that twice. So I was going to come in around 10:15 anyway to be early. So yeah, I'm good. How's everyone there?
Good.
Doing good. Doing good. This is, by the way, this is Bobby Dizzle and Dina. These are my fellow co-hosts. This is Jeff. He is the host of he's a fellow podcaster, and he has kind of some shows about a lot of different subjects.
Nice.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Thanks for inviting me on your show.
Doing well. Glad you came.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot to talk about.
Well, I mean, and it's also good because we network, so you learn something from everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah. So what were you guys riffing about before I came in?
I think we're making fun of one of my friends for not having a webcam. I think that's what it was.
An IT person not having a webcam. I don't get it.
Yeah. He's not an IT person, but yeah, he should have a webcam.
You can have a webcam.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about your show.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip the pro wrestling one, which I just didn't skip by mentioning it. But yeah, I've done a whole bunch of pro wrestling podcasts, but that's not why you and I have met. My prime show is Garden of Doom. It has a sister show, so to speak, called Garden Views. Garden of Doom is sort of like your mystery schools and your, university all in one, but I'm the student and other people are teaching me. So a lot of what you cover: occult, paranormal, ufology, history, alternative history, cryptids, legends, lore, mythology, theosophy. If it's there, I'm interested in it, and if I don't know about it, I'm really curious. So I've had guests on from around the world. Garden Views is sort of more of what you might call your mainstream interviews. More legal, business, tech. A lot of stuff with AI these days, sometimes geopolitical. But it's on the same feed. So you subscribe to Garden Doom, you get Garden Views whether you like it or not.
Cool.
Yeah, I started mine out as like that same anything very interesting. And that's kind of, I niched way down to cryptids and ghosts, but yeah, I know what you mean about having all the interesting stuff on.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of run into them anyway, and so much as Joseph Campbell's Hero of 1,000 Faces, with 1,000 names, and and if you listen to all the secret knowledge philosophies, and then the people try to condense them into one, I don't know. It's all sort of astronomy to measure time, whether or not that has some secret or divine aspect to it, or you just sort of retrofitted a good cohesive story into a way of life or a way of thinking is up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So my real thing is that I think that they were aliens. So
I was going to say, out of all the, because you're up to 200 episodes, or about to hit 200, aren't you? What's your strangest interview or discovery, I guess?
I have I've been fortunate enough to ask some people to come on the show who have managed to say yes. And so Bruce Fenton, who your listeners might know his name, he was the science editor for Earth Ancients for years. Cliff Dunning was kind enough to come on my show. Like episode 50 was Cliff Dunning. I couldn't believe it. And Bruce said yes, and he's been on like 3 or 4 times since. So the first episode that Bruce was on, he talked about his theories on panspermia. And, he's going way beyond Eric Van Daniken, that, some 30 or 400,000 years ago that, the Anunnaki came down, or aliens came down and tinkered with us, and, like Marvel's The Eternals, except with more malevolent.
Prometheus.
Yeah, well, what Prometheus could have or should have been, until they had the xenomorphs come and wipe them out in like 38 seconds.
Yeah.
These are great architects.
The one with Danny McBride.
Then they got killed by a swarm of running and screaming like a bunch of whatever. What's Alabama's least scary rival?
Auburn.
Russia, don't you say Tennessee?
Oh my God!
I'm not sure Auburn is true, but let's just say Tulane. They were running away like a bunch of Tulane football players. So anyway,
so this year Tulane's better than Auburn.
All right, so we'll go with Auburn. So like a bunch of Alabama Tigers running far, far away.
Yeah.
From the tide. So Bruce has this theory going back to 780,000 BC. So those extra 2,000 years really make a difference. And he has, it's very specific, and he has reasons why, and he has evidence to show that within like a 200,000 year period that there were 5 major genetic changes in what became humans, which each one of those there was no prior evidence of that kind of genetic change any earlier than like 240 million years per one, or 200 million years, whatever it was. It's a ridiculous amount of major changes, and so he's got like tech-type glass, and it's basically I think originally it's about asteroids hitting the earth and you know, sort of more intelligent life or microbes coming from there and influencing. But I you know, you'd have to go back and listen to the show. I'd have to go back and listen to it. But he's got 5 really like scientifically based items. Now, I do believe he believes that there is some intelligent design to it that has a malevolence to it, and people can make their own judgment on that. But the science of it is really intriguing. So that was probably the most interesting show I have that I can recall. But I've met a lot of interesting people who do a lot of interesting things. I mean, I've had, you know, people who are vampires. I've had, you know, witches, voodoo mambos and priests. You know, I've learned just so much from, you know, college level professors and clergy and shamans and you name it. It's been an amazing journey. And I don't know, if like anyone is curious and they have like sort of like base level knowledge of mythology, you know, you read Thor comic books when you were a kid like I was, you know, and thought Land of the Lost had a deeper meaning. It didn't.
I love that show.
It didn't.
I have 3 episodes of Land of the Lost. We had a little panel where we were reviewing all. We just stopped. We stopped midway through. It just.
I loved it when I was a kid, though.
So did I.
Debunked.
I thought that there was going to be lots of deep hidden meaning in it. No, they just were guys who were stoned.
Oh, man. Too bad.
What did you think of the Danny McBride version?
I haven't seen the movie yet. I was going to see it after we finished reviewing the TV show, but since we dropped it, I've never gotten around to watching the movie.
Oh, I haven't either.
That's for the best. Stay gold, Pony Boy. Stay gold.
Oh, man.
The only thing I recognize is that Uncle Jack was the same actor who played one of the humans in the Planet of the Apes TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Marshall Holly.
Yeah, well, Marshall got replaced. Marshall didn't come back season 3, so his uncle or his brother sort of found them, and that actor is the one I'm talking about. The funny thing about Will, he was played by Wesley, and they just called him Wesley for the first 2 seasons. Obviously, they want to make like a one-name sex symbol, you know, like the Partridge and Leaf Garrett and all that.
Garrett. Mm-hmm.
So it turns out his name is Wesley Ure, E-U-R, and he's done a lot of stuff since. He wrote. He's like Dragon Tales. Like he wrote the song, he wrote the show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's Dragon Tales and a bunch of other stuff. So you know,
really?
he's not one of those child actors who went into nothing. He's probably a billionaire.
That's very cool.
Especially with Dragon Tales. It's a big one.
Yeah.
It is. My daughter
big boy.
watched it.
I know. We could probably all bust into the song.
Yeah, we could.
We're not going to do it.
We're not.
I can't afford to break it in microphones.
Emmy and Max. No, you don't want to go.
Yeah, Emmy and Max.
So yeah. So I see you have a Bigfoot silhouette there in your logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He's the caffeinated cryptid, and I started the paranormal. That kind of based it loosely on I'm paramedic, so that was the para. But then I got a little deeper into it, and I thought, well, we have one person that's believes, and then one person that's normal, so we kind of have a balance. We would argue, and we've just kind of went left and right and kind of all crazy with it. We have anybody on from we've had Miranda Maverick from the MMA. We've had oh crap, I'm drawing a blank. He wrote a bunch of the Thor, G.I. Joe comic books, and we've had his
Bradbury,
Mayberry,
Jonathan Mayberry. I've got him on a note right here.
So yeah, and then we've had people that talk about Bigfoot. The strangest ones I think we've had is psychics, and I don't know that I want to go down that route much anymore. But that's been some of the strangest ones we've had.
We had a long talk about that today. Psychics and mediums, like hard to talk to.
What's right, what works best for your show. I mean, I get a lot of people who say they're a bunch of things, but they really are inspirational speakers. And they want to talk through your trauma. And I'm not saying that's not important, but I'm Garden of Doom is not Oprah. You know, it's not Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
I don't want inspirational speakers, you know, about, you know, how to go through your life struggles. I want them to tell me why, you know, Thor and Indra, the same people, are different than this, you know, are different, and who would win in a fight. That's what I'm interested in.
Have you ever had the guys on who had a paranormal experience, quote unquote, but they're really just regressing childhood trauma, and you felt like you're exploiting them?
Yes,
Okay.
I've had that a couple times, and
Okay.
it's and listen, I was a psych major for part of college, and it ended up being a minor. You don't have to go too far to there have been a couple that it was, you know, one that was pretty clear it was her father, and then there was another where it was it was pretty clear that their family turned the other eye while people of the church were doing it. I mean, just from the descriptions of the and they've changed it to protect themselves into that's rough. Those are a little bit rough.
You get 15, 20 minutes in, you're like, do we need to end this?
Yes.
Yes, I would definitely.
I just continue it and let them tell their story about how it was aliens and all of that. I mean, that's the show. I mean, just because listen,
that's what I do.
Just because I took a psych minor, just because I'm a psych minor, you know, from 100 years ago, doesn't mean I'm right. I just think that. You know.
I guess that's true. You would have to let them continue and tell what their truth is, or what they believe. I guess
it's their truth.
Exactly. That's what I said.
I just quit having abductees on. I'm like, I got to give them a break. It was doing me more harm than good.
Yeah, and I'm kind of still confused about the whole starseed thing too. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not sure I understand it, and I don't know that I want to understand it.
Well, you know, as far as Bigfoots are concerned, you know, I've had George Mitrovic on, who's probably the world's foremost author and data compiler on Bigfoot and light creature sightings around the world. And you know, I've had the Bigfoot doctor, you know, from I can't remember the name of his show. He's on like the Outdoors Radio Network.
Matt Johnson, is that him?
He's on that too, but his name is Russ. Is Russ Jones or Russ Smith? He's actually a chiropractor.
I was thinking Jeff Meldrum.
When I met Matt, he is a paranormal psychologist. I'm like, what is that? I met him at a conference.
That's interesting.
It's a thing.
That is
what kind of thing is it?
I don't want to speak badly about him, but now he is cohabitating and living with them in his area, and they mind speak with him and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, you went a little too far with it. So I really am not clear. He started talking to people that had paranormal experiences and talking them through their trauma. And then it sounds to me like he absorbed a lot of the trauma. So, yeah, he's a good guy though. I really like him, but he's gotten a little weird for me.
So is he living with his patients or clients, or is he just living and he is living with a community of ethereal creatures that we can't see?
Pretty much, yes. He's living with them, and he's feeding them, and they're gifting and trading things, and so yeah. And I don't want to offend any of his fans or viewers, but he gets to the point where he's almost kind of Nazi about it. If you don't believe my way, you don't believe anything, and he'll block you. So,
gosh,
yeah. So
one of those.
That's a little rough.
Yeah, and that's what some people take it a little too far. I'm like the guys that, you know, had an experience out in the woods and they don't know what it was, because a lot of times they give you the best descriptions of things. You know, the guys that study it out of a book, yeah, they can tell you a lot of stuff, but the guys that have been out there, the hunters that have, you know, seen something or had something pull their stand down while they were in it, you know, those are the great ones. So,
yeah, I've had he's pretty well known. Chris O'Brien, he was on that Netflix show on one of the episodes, I think on Skinwalker Ranch or one of the UFO shows. Anyway, he tells me he sees cryptids all the time. Now, to the contrary, Russ, who was on the show, and George, both of them say, never seen one. You know, and if someone tells you that they've never seen one versus I see them all the time, but there's no photos, there's no, you don't film them, you don't videotape them. I'm going to go with the never seen one, but I haven't given up looking. I'm going to, believe their information more than see them all the time. Not I saw one once, or I saw a family of them once, but all the time, I see pairs, I see couples, I see them coming back during their mating season. I mean, wouldn't you just set up, wildlife, cameras to, motion sensor photography or video and, cash out and retire on that? I would.
Supposedly they tear up or tear down the trail
cameras. Yeah.
Well, that's convenient.
I've heard a lot of that. They rip it off the tree.
Yeah.
That's convenient, isn't it?
It makes me really frustrated, and I get really mad some nights talking about it. Oh, just give us just one picture.
I know, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's crazy, but it's if they do that, it's crazy.
Well, I don't think it's too far to.
They're there.
Well, I don't think it's too far to believe that they could see in a different light spectrum, because obviously, other animals can, and they could see them. And you would think if it is something that's got just 2 brain cells, suddenly in the middle of the forest, there's a spotlight that shows up every night. Well, that's not normal. So,
right. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm just thinking that if you set up 4 or 5 cameras and that, but that, the way things are, it's internet and everything is uploaded to a cloud, that even if they did, there'd be footage before the animal or creature got to each one, unless they can teleport and they truly are interdimensional, which is sort of the nouveau thing.
Yes. A lot of people are really believing that.
I don't know that it's. Do you think it's nouveau that they can move through portals?
It's relatively nouveau to me. That doesn't mean that it's nouveau, but I don't know. I know that quantum physicists, have theorized that dimensions are possible, if maybe even likely. I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah.
I don't even like the multiverse in the Marvel movies, so but I just find that whole dimensional thing, like, isn't this universe big enough? Isn't there enough mystery here that we need to go to something that absolutely can't be disproven, or at least not for another 100 or 200 years? It just seems like a way of kicking something that's unprovable down the can to sort of keep your little cottage industry alive.
I don't know, because time is time and space. It's like the deja vu thing. The deja vu things, you can, because when, I don't know, it's hard to explain. when you have those, it's like
Dana goes deep.
You've done these things before, so it could be dimensional. Time can be dimensional, I think.
Sure, but I mean, the belief is that there is something that's some sort of primate that can control those things where no animal that we know of can, but this one can, which is sort of somewhere between us and a gorilla. That's rather convenient that this is the one animal that it's gone. Listen, I'm in my mid-50s, so it went from being like a big gorilla to being a noble big gorilla. Now it's like it's basically Thoth the Atlantean. It's Osiris. Every power of mysticism is now embedded in the Bigfoot, and we've had it wrong all along. I'm more inclined to believe that if there are Bigfoots left, that they are residuals of some other human species that is just bigger, and or some primate that's vestigial and just keeps to its own little corners.
Hangs out in the caves.
Yeah,
could be either one. It could be a higher. I don't think it's between us and a gorilla. I think it could be a like a higher level species.
But they don't have fire.
No,
That's the one that gets me. They have portals, but they don't have fire.
They may not need fire. They may not need fire.
That's true. I mean, what we use fire for typically is protection, warmth, shelter. So if they didn't need that, I guess they might not. But
it might always be 68 degrees in the other side.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's true. They might not need fire. Yeah. They might not need a whole lot of things. It's just that's a lot of mites when we pretty much know every other creature, and it'd be one thing if it was just something that was in the Amazon or somehow in Antarctica or something. But it's supposed to be living here. Yeah, right, everywhere. Yeah. And when they're everywhere, there's not enough humans that found them. I mean, where everywhere?
Yeah, but they go into their portals.
It'll frustrate you. It'll really frustrate you.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole.
I don't know if any of y'all
just throwing out ideas.
Well, it's like a Bugs Bunny one. He can make it move wherever he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if any of y'all have followed it, but in the zoo in New York City had a owl escape, and it's the world's largest owl. It's from Australia, and it's been on the loose in New York City for about a year now. And I can't remember the owl's name. I have to look. I got it in a note. People go out at night looking for this owl, and they hashtag it and they post it on Facebook and Twitter. And in New York City, they find it about every third night for sure. And because it's a very identifiable owl when you see. I mean, the thing stands almost up to your knee or a little taller when it's huge. So, and now they've got a thing he's very beautiful. And now they have a thing that, well, maybe he's lonely. We should introduce another a female to him. So I find that funny. We can't find a Bigfoot, but everybody in New York City goes out with a camera at night looking for an owl.
Right. You ever see the harpy eagle?
Mm-hmm.
With
the ears.
Yeah, and they're like 6 feet, tall.
What about the shoebill, man? The shoebill stork.
Yeah, I mean
that'll worry you to death.
Those are really
eagle
scary.
is 6 feet tall. Ooh.
Yeah. If you go on your browser and take some images of the harpy eagle, you could see if somebody saw a silhouette of that in dusk or in the dark, where a lot of myths, legends, came right from that.
Oh,
I'm doing it.
Possible. Yeah.
Bobby's going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm the Jamie. I'm the Jamie of this bunch, by the way.
If I saw that, I would run.
Oh my gosh, for real.
I would run. Holy crap. That is just scary.
Yeah, it's big. And you see that on a in half light. And, it's like Batman, it's there at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that's what Mothman is.
It could be. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's a little freaky.
Where are these things from?
Holy crap.
It's like an Egyptian god.
Yeah. Hopefully they're nowhere near us, so that is scary.
Where do they reside?
It's got to be South America.
40 inches.
They're with the Bigfoots.
American harpy eagle.
They're in the portals.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I'm out camping in the woods and I see that, I am packing my stuff up and I am leaving.
Now, are they on North American continent?
I think so.
Tina, have you started drinking tonight?
No,
I think
my braces are tied.
Northern Argentina.
It's kind of specific.
Yeah,
Northern Argentina.
So South America mostly, but into Mexico. So yeah, plus they're birds.
I see now.
They don't recognize our borders.
That's they do.
Yeah. Well, if some of them show up in the South, we already got pythons. I don't want that. So, but they might eat the pythons, maybe.
They might.
They could.
Put those guns away, Hulkster.
Well, I forgot to ask you, Jeff, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Maryland.
Cold and snowy up there yet?
It's just cold, not snowy yet. It was very rainy yesterday. It's not even that cold. I mean, it's like 30s a night, 50s a day. That's nothing.
Yeah, my son got 4 inches of snow in Vermont, so.
That's Vermont.
Yeah, I'll be driving up there next month. I've never experienced a Vermont winter, but they want to spend Christmas up there. It's their first Christmas. Well, actually, it's his second Christmas, but his first in his home. So we're going to spend it up there with him. So
is Vermont the Green Mountain or the Truthful Mountain?
well, it glows like emeralds. It is beautiful, I gotta say. And I'm a Smoky Mountain kind of guy, but when I saw it for the first time when I helped it move, we literally had to pull off the side of the road, and I was the tourist standing on the side of the road taking pictures. So
yeah, no, it's definitely pretty up there. In Vermont, it's very pleasant living. I think there's isn't Vermont and Colorado the two places that people always find sanctuary in those dystopian books and movies?
It seems that, or New Hampshire. So that New Hampshire might as well be Vermont. So yeah.
Well, New Hampshire, you live free or die. So I'm guessing they died first.
I don't know.
I don't know. Their Second Amendment up there may be a little stretch. So
well, we could, here in Maryland, our gun control law got stricken down. I mean, it might be a bill, but it's just got easier to get a handgun.
Good. Yeah, Maryland was really tough. So I know when we were traveling through, I had to pull off the side of the road and put 3 locks on, lock the bullets in the spare tire or something. I don't know. I was like, good Lord, this is complicated.
Yeah, you get caught with some that, different.
Well, a friend of mine as a cop said that the only 2 reasons you have a gun in a car is you just bought it and you're transporting it home, or you're transporting it to the range to fire it. That's the only 2 reasons. He said, so if you're pulled over and you got one, that's your excuse. And I said, it's not going to work coming from Georgia.
No.
This ball went from Georgia.
Moving.
Yeah, moving away. I'm originally from Fairfax, Northern Virginia. So, but I got to say, I want to go back to Knoxville. It's where I want to be.
I guess you can't have, well, never mind. I guess like the reciprocity doesn't transfer.
No.
Definitely not.
No, they don't even accept my paramedic license. So Maryland is this. Well, I mean, no, most states will.
Oh, for your national license, they won't
take that. Yeah, neither will Florida.
Crazy.
Strange thing, but yeah.
I've heard Florida wouldn't, which is crazy too.
You have to take a Florida course. It's about money for them, but at any rate,
Florida wants money for everything.
It's true. I'm going to the beach. That's much warmer. Well, Jeff, how about ghost stuff? What is your thoughts on that? Because we get some people that really are all ghosts are demons, and then others are like, oh, there are people that's just energy left over, and so we've kind of run the gamut on who does what, when, and where, and I'm more confused some days.
I'm open to all those things. I mean, I think that it's some type of trauma, oftentimes associated with a family trauma or a trauma of a place. In fact, I have a little theory, and as far as I know, I'm the only one who has this theory, but that's unlikely. But I think that a lot of the cryptids and things that we can't explain and can never find are in fact ghosts. Because when we think of ghosts, we think of people. But why would modern Homo sapiens be the only things that leave vestiges behind? Why wouldn't, I mean, every now and then you have a hellhound or a dog, or the Sleepy Hollow, you've got the headless horseman on a horse, but
tons of ghost cats.
Yeah. Why wouldn't there be a ghost dire wolf that someone thinks is a werewolf? Why wouldn't there be a ghost, Gigantopithecus, which is your Bigfoot, or that became your ogre or your troll someplace else? I mean, you ever seen a Siberian rhinoceros? They're real. They're obviously extinct, and they look like horrible, terrifying unicorns. Which, by the way, is how unicorns were originally described. They got prettier much later on. But I think even in the Old Testament, Leviathan was ultimately defeated by Behemoth, who was some type of bull-like character, but no one ever says bull-like. I mean, they use the word bull plenty in the Bible. So I had a Orthodox rabbi on who's into this kind of thing. He said, some people said it was a unicorn. I'm like, a unicorn? And then I saw the picture of that thing. I'm like, that's the unicorn right there. That is Behemoth. So ghosts, the ghosts of extinct animals and other kinds of sapiens. And if it's to be true that First Nations tribes drove herds of bison, or over the cliffs, don't you think there might be some trauma associated with those cliffs, from those bison? So anyway,
Ghost buffalo?
Ghost buffalo. Why not? Ghost rumbles of thunder. You can't explain it otherwise. I don't know. Could explain a lot.
That's an interesting theory, and there could be a lot of truth to that. Yeah, there could be a lot of truth to that. It's residual trauma. Yeah, I could go with that.
Yeah, it would also explain sprites and things that disappear. Your will-o'-the-wisps. Your mummy, even a zombie or vampire. And if something is speaking some, they're speaking whatever native Babylonian or whatever from 5,100 years ago. It might sound like incantations and witchcraft or speaking in tongues demonic to us.
Somebody asks if there's any research about hauntings near limestone deposits. It's kind of a specific question.
Yeah.
Limestone. Well,
I've heard that.
I was going to say
the Appalachians are haunted.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that in not granite, quartz. So
that's what limestone is
supposed to. Limestone is supposed to be a conductor of for ghosts.
There's a lot of quartz in limestone.
Apparitions.
You can find a paranormal geologist.
Yeah,
but there's one out there ready to talk.
Absolutely.
Crystals and everything.
If there is a death, then there must be life. That's true. And we had an animal psychic on, and I have a really hard time with the psychics, but I kind of give her a thumbs up because she hit my cat and was like telling me things. I was like, only my cat would know that. So I was like, this is really weird. So I give her a pass for that one. But she also, like you were talking about, she said that there is something to them after. Of course, she couldn't really explain it because she didn't understand how their thoughts of death were, as mankind, humans were afraid of it. Animals know it and accept it, is kind of the way she left it. But she said they stay with us, and they're still with us in just a different form or fashion. I was like, that's kind of weird, but yeah, I can see that. So I guess there's no doggy heaven, or hell.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, all dogs go to heaven.
That's what Disney says.
Heaven we have,
except for Cerberus.
Yeah, Cerberus is the hell hound.
I've got one.
No, Cerberus is a 3-headed dog.
Oh well, yeah. If mine was a 3-headed dog, I would get rid of her. So it's hard enough to feed her with one head. So
wouldn't they have one stomach though?
Yes, one stomach.
Well, he's a immortal dog, so I'm not really sure how hungry he got.
Yeah, I was going to ask. You said you had vampires on. Tell us about that, because that's the subject that vampires and time travelers. I want one of each of them on my show.
Hey, you know any time travelers? You can answer that after.
My friend actually interviewed someone who said they were a time traveler, and he was going to pass the information on to me, but I wasn't terribly interested in it. I have trouble with that, with the whole time travel thing. But what was the first thing that you asked me?
Vampire.
Yeah, vampire. Right. Okay, so there are people who self-identify as vampires, and then there's who, and some of them do other things as well, and others don't. But they do drink human blood, but it's by consent, and they follow certain, medical protocols and things like that. So, it's not biting the neck. It's not biting anything really. It's just drinking it. The, teeth are regular. There's nothing about, the sunlight or immortality. So, You know, it's just, I guess it's just a way of life, and you identify in that way. And often you're also involved in some type of witchcraft or sort of botanical paganism, or some sort of animistic religion, maybe more close to a voodoo than Norse. But most, I mean, all that I've spoken to, whether they're witches or vampires or both, they all are parts of communities, and they stress how not just civil their communities are, but how philanthropically minded they are, and they're all tax exempts. In some cases, they're considered religions, religious houses, but they want to be clear that they're not like hunting people at night or anything of that nature. So I guess that's really clear news for all of you. I mean, to me, it was very disappointing. Because I wanted to hear people jumping off of trees and or street lamps and attacking people and biting their necks, but no, wasn't that.
Yeah.
None of that.
The term with consent makes it lame.
Yeah. Sign here, press hard, 3 copies.
You have to have consent for everything now. So,
right. It's very emo.
Very emo. Very emo.
Drinking the chlamydia juice, or whatever it's called, the tomato juice, and shopping at Hot Topic.
No, they actually, they do. The health protocols, how do they do that?
Oh, they both told me. I don't remember. I mean, I hate to keep saying this. You have to go listen to the shows, but I really don't remember.
Okay, that's fine.
I haven't done this to memorize everything, but I have created my own little encyclopedia for myself and the world.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. That's
fine. Not all the shows are gems, but I do believe that they use medical grade, siphons and syringes that are all clean, one use only. They store them in refrigerated units. I mean, I don't think it's anything that, whenever you saw, when you see Blade, and Blade was drinking the blood that was, harvested for him, it's probably similar to that without, a mini Batcave there and Chris Christopherson.
I dated a guy that was a vampire when I was in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to find this out. Huh? We just found this out? What? Wait a minute. Yeah. Did he bite you on the neck?
He's a nibbler.
He'd like to, yes.
What in the hell?
Okay, you can't just drop that bomb and walk away from it.
Derail the whole thing.
So when you broke up with him, did you have to say it's over and I withdraw consent for you to be in my home?
Oh no!
Did you have to kill him?
No.
Drove was a wooden spike through his chest.
Right? Did you cut his head off?
He was a regular guy. I mean, he was emo. He dressed. He had dyed his hair black and wore like a white shirt all the time.
I can't believe this is happening.
He did.
I dated a vampire. You did one.
Yeah,
at that time he did not drink blood. He just
what
felt
made
like a vampire. Pardon?
What made him a vampire if he didn't drink blood?
Well, that I know of, he didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's got me. I never heard that story. So
I don't know, but
did he turn into a bat?
No, he did not.
So was there any weird extracurricular activity with him? I mean,
did you listen to Phil Collins? I mean, something was vampiric about him. What was it?
No, he just.
I can feel it.
Jeff is now wondering why the hell did I agree to do this show?
It's all right, man.
I mean, he did like to bite, but he didn't bring blood or anything.
This isn't the Misfits, Dan. You can talk.
I'm serious. I don't know what y'all are like.
This is an actual podcast we're doing.
She just rolls it off like, yeah, it's nothing, no big deal.
Just expecting something more vampiric.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. He said he was a vampire, but he may have drank
a cross.
I did not mine.
Did you drop rice and see if he had to stop and count it?
No.
We've got to find this guy.
So basically, he was just a guy who wore a tuxedo and a cape all the time.
He didn't wear a tuxedo and a cape. He didn't. He wasn't that weird.
Dude, Dina.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Jeff. I did not realize this was going to happen.
Okay, this is live radio, right?
It's true. You never know who or what's going to happen. I just don't expect my host to go, oh, yeah, I forgot. I was dating a vampire.
I didn't
What?
forget. This is the first time it came up.
You guys have a lot of episodes. I would have thought that would have come up by now.
Me too.
Yeah,
with you.
It just came up. I'm sorry. Okay, forget me.
Do you still have contact with him? Asking for a
No,
friend?
I don't.
Well.
He moved back to Transylvania.
He lives out near East Dallas. I don't know.
Did you have to book his passage on a freighter ship and then arrange for
put him in a box?
large trunk filled with soil to be carried?
Did he have a special bed at night? Oh, God. All right. East Knoxville.
East Knoxville.
Is he a Vol fan? That's what I want to know.
He's at the Body Farm at Neyland Stadium.
Your mayor is Kane.
Yes, that is very true. The mayor is Kane. That's right. And I can't get him to answer my messages, damn it.
Yeah, well, he's busy fighting with wrestling fans on X.
Yeah, it's like, do you govern or do you wrestle? Which is it? So, and he may have taken some exceptions when I called him the big red retard. So,
What?
Actually, I have met him. He used to go around to the Children's Hospital in Knoxville and see the kids and stuff. Him and the Undertaker and a couple of the others. And I was on an ambulance, and they would always just bring him out through security through the back. And he came through, and he stopped and spoke to all of us. The man is huge. I mean, he is huge, and yeah, he's very nice. He's a very nice man. So I would now that I'm doing the podcasting and not doing the paramedicing, I'd really like to talk to him because he's got some interesting views on things. So, and plus his character's pretty cool. So, and you've warned me to not go down the path that it would ruin me. So,
No, yeah. I mean, I guess one of the problems with wrestling is it's not making new fans. So I shouldn't, try to stop someone, but it's not what you remember.
No, I think it was different. I think in the 80s it kind of hit a high and it's kind of dropped off and came up a few times, but yeah, I don't think it's kind of back yet, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to be back the way it was. They'll have some people who cross over like John Cena, and become a movie star. But I mean, I have a 19-year-old. He didn't know Dave Bautista was a wrestler. He didn't know The Rock was a wrestler.
What?
Yeah, the kids don't care. I mean, wrestling is. Yeah, and you still go wrestling. They go, you mean like Hulk Hogan or Randy Savage? I mean, yeah, I do. But like Randy Savage is, died at age 55 13 years ago. I mean, so, but that's not exactly what I mean. But it's, maybe you've heard of Roman Reigns. Probably more people still heard of Ric Flair than his daughter Charlotte Flair. It's just, I don't know. There's a big schism in the wrestling community between people who love to see the exhibition matches for the athleticism, but it's just for the moves. It doesn't matter how well they do them looking together, how well they look as if it's simulated violence. And it also doesn't matter if like it's a 170-pound person going against a 270-pound person, whereas you have another which is maybe more homogenized. But if there's that 170-pound person going against a 270-pound person, they're going to wrestle a very different style to try to make that a David versus Goliath story. So there's sort of as silly as it sounds, there are people who can actually enumerate a difference between sports entertainment and professional wrestling. There really is no difference, and there's no difference to a normal outsider. But inside, I mean, fandoms. There's nothing worse than fandoms, and the smaller and the stupider the fandom, the stupider the conflicts, and the bigger the schisms. And wrestling is just that sort of giant cesspool. But yeah, judge for yourself. See, check it out. Watch a few shows. Let me know what you think.
I can do that. Yeah, it used to be what I called adult comic books. So the stories. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons I followed it before. And I found, interestingly enough, that there's a lot of the writers that go back and forth between the like Marvel universe and wrestling, our reality TV. And I'm like, who would have guessed? So,
well, it's the same situation. They have to have the same characters, be interesting for really long periods of time, and have different arcs and different villains and tell stories. So yeah, I mean, that's what I like too. I like it was the same thing. It was like the closest thing to comic books for, in real life that you could see without there being the consequence of, now we have, there was no MCU, when I was growing up. Even there were occasional Superman movies or whatever, but they weren't as epic as the films they made in the last 15 years.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, I think the best when I was coming up was probably the CGI Hulk. That was, and by today's standard, it sucks, but Yeah, the Marvel Universe is what amazes me the most about the Marvel Universe. God, we've jumped around from a lot of things. The Marvel Universe to me is the idea that someone 15 years ago came up with the movie that is out today and has kept all the storylines straight among all the different little branches and stuff. That just amazes me.
Yeah, it's Kevin. I think it's Feige or Feige. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was the showrunner, so to speak, and he kept that thing on track right through the more recent Spider-Man movie. And then I guess Bob Iger left, and maybe they wanted to give some of the directors more creative control. I think they wanted to be, inclusion and diversity became maybe more of a priority over the story, even though they had a pretty good amount of diversity and inclusion to begin with already embedded in the stories. And I don't know. I mean, ever since Doctor Strange 2 or Scarlet Witch, like everything's sort of really taken a tumble, and some of it's just gone plain old bad. But hopefully now that Iger is back, at the helm, and maybe they'll go back to telling stories. But I don't know what they do with the stuff that's in the can. They may have to. I mean, you all, I don't know if, some of you are old enough. I don't know if you ever followed Dallas, but there was that one whole season where it was so bad that then, Bobby Ewing, Patrick Duffy walked off or whatever. And then they brought him back. And the season premiere was Pam Ewing, Victoria Prince would go into the bathroom and Bobby Ewing's in the shower. And the whole prior season was all a bad dream. I mean, they sort of have to do that with Marvel, sort of cut out basically every movie from the, they could probably keep the Scarlet Witch prequel in there from Eternals and Doctor Strange too, and get rid of pretty much all of them. Just try and figure out what needs to be there. Maybe just do one 3-hour bridge movie. This is what you actually need to know from here to there. We got all the rest of the nonsense. Because some of those movies were just abysmal or just really, really generic.
Isn't there a plan to retcon the new Star Wars? With mirrors and if there's a plan to retcon them with these mirrors that transcend time and stuff, and they're going to make it where it never happened. The Ray thing and the whole Kathleen Kennedy debacle.
Why do they do that?
Because they're awful.
That's not that different than the Pam Ewing, woke up and it was a dream kind of thing. So
I mean, why not? Bob Newhart.
There is a Zack Snyder show that's going to start on Netflix, which people are saying is like a more adult, darker Star Wars. I'm sort of fearful of that because Zack Snyder usually gets oversold and to me underdelivers. But if this is done correctly or well or even respectfully, I'm primed to be excited about it.
What's it called?
I guess not excited enough to remember the name.
Oh, you say Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, Netflix, sci-fi. That's his show. I think they're going to drop it like one episode a week. It's going to be like regular TV.
I like it that we've returned to that in some ways.
Yeah, now I hate to say it.
Yeah, because you start watching it like 6 at night, and you're like, "Well, I got to know what happens next." And 4 o'clock in the morning, you're like, "Oh, All right, that was great.
When you come home on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday and there's something to do, it really kind of adds a little spice to it, even though you got to wait.
Yeah.
Like, I got this to do for bed, and it's like you don't have to. There's no existential dread. You have something to occupy your mind.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a couple of really bad habits, and one of them is I love the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I love the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I don't want to watch it week to week. So I'll wait until like 8 or 9 of them are on my DVR, and then I'll watch like 2 or 3 a day, for 2 or 3 days, and I'll skip a day, and by the time I'm caught up, like another 2 episodes have recorded, and then I'm pretty close to the season finale at that point. And that's sort of what I do with a lot of new shows. I don't check it until I've got 3 or 4 of them recorded, and then just sort of watch them to see if I'm still interested.
See, I'm horrible. I've watched the entire series of Good Girls since Monday.
I do that, Bobby.
My sciatica has kicked back up. I can't go to the bathroom.
You're old, Bobby.
I've started to grow into the couch. I got to know what happens. Also, the show's called Rebel Moon.
There you go, Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my trash TV is reality TV Big Brother, where they lock them in a house and they compete. Easy now, cowboy. But that's it's only for, the last season was 100 days, so it went forever because of the writer's strike. But it's only for a few weeks, and that's the one I enjoy the most. So, and they have the online cameras. When you pay for the Paramount Plus, you can see them 24/7. Well, supposedly 24/7 inside the house. So it gets interesting. I like it because I think it's more like a psychological chess game. So
it's fun when your reality show has to stop because of a writer's strike.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. No, they didn't stop. They actually lengthened their season because of the writer's strike. They went longer, and that's why we're also having this thing called Reindeer Games coming up. So got me. I'm more. I'm looking forward to the sports. So, are you a sports fan, Jeff? Aside from wrestling?
Well, I'm adult enough to admit that wrestling is not a sport. I like football. I really don't pay attention to other sports. I sort of gave them up for podcasting and for getting back into wrestling. Because college or an awful lot of time.
Yeah, college or pro.
I like both, but I never had a college team. I went to Emory down in Atlanta, so we were Division III to begin with, but no football team. So I never had a college team, so I'm not that invested in it. But I like the bowl championship series and the national game and things like that. But I don't have any particular loyalty. But I'm a Ravens fan. When the Ravens first moved here from Cleveland, no one knew what their name was going to be. I got season tickets and the PSLs. I ended up selling them out, during the divorce for money and stuff. But I was sort of with the Ravens since day one, and that I still follow, NFL football, but not nearly as much as I used to. I gave up fantasy football for getting back into wrestling and podcasting too. When you're in fantasy football, like everybody's fourth string running back. I mean, and
yep.
So, but I can just enjoy a game. I don't need to go crazy any longer.
I remember when the Colts were in Baltimore, and I remember them moving in the middle of the night. So that's how far back I go. Oh, about sports, yeah. Well, you're a diehard Alabama fan, so
wish it didn't matter sometimes. I wish I could turn it off.
Don't worry, you're gonna get a new coach soon, Bobby. So it'll be okay. So
it's not going to make it any better.
You're rebuilding, Bobby. You're rebuilding. Admit it. So.
It doesn't matter what the record is. It's going to hurt me emotionally, and sometimes I don't like that.
Oh, you'll be all right.
Well, I had never followed college football until I moved to Knoxville from Fairfax. And when I moved there, they told me, well, your blood's got to bleed orange. And I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? So I was kind of drug into the college football world by force. So that's what got me into college. But diehard, I'll say it, Redskins fan. I know it's not politically correct, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. So... That's what they were when I was a kid. So,
That's what they're going to be that again. You kidding me?
well, there's a movement for it. No, you can't. There's no trademark on it. You can't trademark it according to the federal law because of some right that the Indian tribes have or something. So yeah, they took the trademark from them about 2 years before they chose to abandon the name. So,
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand people's thoughts, but I understand also the history of how they got the name and stuff. So it was never derogatory, and a word's changed.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's silly.
But whatever. I'm not in it for those reasons. I just growing up, that's always what I watched or listened to on the radio. I'm old enough to remember black and white TV and listening to games on the radio. So that's how I became a Baltimore Orioles fan, because that was all that was on AM radio at night when I had to go to bed. So
I had friends that were Washington Redskins fans, and we would watch the game, at their apartment, but they turn the TV down and turn up the radio coverage because they prefer the radio coverage.
Yeah.
Yep. Sonny, Frank, and Dan.
Yeah, it was Sonny Jorgensen. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he actually lived around the corner in a neighborhood, and he would repair kids' bikes and stuff if in his spare time. He's a really nice guy. He used to hang out at a local hardware store. He knew the owner, and he'd just go up there and BS. And yeah, he was a nice guy. So
was he a vampire?
Well, no, because he's getting really, really bad health right now. So
he's got to go feed.
So
feed at night.
I think it's the cigars that's getting him. So
I mean, you see he wants to be who hangs out at a hardware store unless you make sure nobody's buying steaks.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Maybe it was a side business he had we didn't know about. So yeah. You're the smart one, Jeff. So, so in your real life, what do you do?
I'm a lawyer.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. He said that
speaking of vampires. Speaking of vampires,
I feel like that, impacts my paranormal, arcana cult, street cred.
You could represent the vampires. They're being discriminated against, or you might get one off because he didn't do it. It was a different life. I mean, come on.
That might make for a cool movie. A lawyer, paranormal guy.
Yeah, it might.
There is actually a case there in federal law, and somebody sued Satan. They sued Satan. This was probably 20, 30 years ago. And for all I know, it could be one of the legal equivalent of an urban legend, but I don't think it is. And the federal judge ruled that the courts did not have jurisdiction over non-human supernatural beings, which is actually strange precedent in case, Deanna's ex-boyfriend really is a vampire, or there actually are aliens that come down or are among us. So if you believe some of the conspiracies that the Nephilim came down and there's still Nephilim blood in us, we're not human though. I'm tipping my hand there. The half Nephilim hybrids, the supernatural beings. They're not subject to the laws of at least this country anyway. I mean, Russia may see things differently, but
their legal system's a bit different.
Does that mean the people with the Neanderthal blood can't be jurisdictioned over? I mean, they're not totally human.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting question, but I mean, they are. They're just a different type of Homo sapien. I mean, they are fully human because we interbred with them. I mean, isn't that if you're a different species, you either can't have offspring or your offspring can't have offspring. So
it's like a chihuahua and a wolf.
You can't have a kid.
Yeah.
That could be a whole episode itself. The legalism of interstellar or interdimensional. That actually would have a cool ring to it. So you might be onto something.
I mean, if you take out the supernatural and you actually go with what's happening, what's real life now, we are on the cusp of the discovery age into space. And the only thing that's holding any private actors to I mean, international law with countries is basically, it's sort of the honor system plus guns anyway. But once you're in space, your guns aren't going to do you any good. It's not like the opening scene of A New Hope, Star Wars. The what we all consider Star Wars 1, but like in canon is 4. But these are all the laws of Earth. The only thing right now that's holding the theory is what they call the Hooks theory, and it's simply that any of the actors who have the ability to go into space, they have more interests. Their money, their assets, their families, their property is all here on Earth, and that's the hook keeping them. So it's a literal hook theory, like just like a kite is tethered by a string. I mean that's the theory, but the math changes once you figure out the technology to get that $40 trillion mineral laden rare heavy metals asteroid back into orbit and down onto Earth in some sort of cost effective way. And of course, when something's worth $40 trillion, cost effective might be $6 billion to do it. But so that's actually happening right now, just not with the interstellar beings, but with us being intrastellar. My Twitter handle is Nole Kasum, King of Mars, and it's amazing how few people figured out that's just Elon Musk backwards. Because what's to stop him from going to Mars and declaring himself the King of Mars?
That's true.
And exactly,
I thought that was the plan.
I assume that's the plan too. I mean, what's to stop him from becoming a Bond villain? We all saw Moonraker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would that work if you land on the moon and you go, okay, this section's mine? How can you prove it's not?
I'm claiming the whole planet.
Yeah.
The theory is that the nation from which you take off from is responsible for any damage you cause. Now, damage is generally like if your rocket blows up and it lands on a house, or you run into a satellite or something like that. I suppose somebody would probably try to stretch it to say that you're causing damage by trespassing on something that's that's international. But it's not every country is in the Moon Treaty, and I mean, there's a pretty obvious argument that an international treaty doesn't apply to something that isn't part of the body upon which all those nations sit. I mean, there's a pretty good argument that our jurisdiction stops at the end of the magnetosphere.
I would think so.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I like
if you guys can do it, go up to the moon and claim your spot and see who stops you. bring a few shotguns with you. Who's gonna be able to stop you?
Yeah.
I have a hard enough time getting from Knoxville to Atlanta today. I don't want to think on the moon.
It's a lot less gravity up there.
Hey, I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy, so I'd be thinner. So
you'll be light as a bird. Don't worry.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've always wondered about that. I remember when Space Force started they made K-Bar made the knife for them. And it started out as a joke. And so they were going to issue K-Bar knives to Space Force. They made them out of special titanium and all this. And they had breaching tools, was just nothing more than a fancy crowbar. People got so torqued about that K-Bar actually came out with them because there was either A, so much demand, or B, so many people were pissed off. So it was like 50-50, and they've been making money on it either way.
Absolutely.
We're going to give them weapons in space, a knife. Well, it's probably better than a gun because we don't have lasers yet that can shoot, that we know of. So,
well, it's also not going to go through the housing of your 3D printed, fabricated life support system where a bullet absolutely will. And I mean, you're committing suicide with it. So a knife, at least you could control it. But I actually had some law professors get angry with me for positing these questions about international, and they just, some of them just could not believe. Surprise, she was from Berkeley, but surprise, she couldn't even conceive of a notion where somebody would be such a bad actor that they would even conceive of such a thing. I'm like, every comic book movie is based on somebody conceiving of such a thing. I mean, at least play the game with me. And she's like, nah, I gotta add a time for that.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
So the royal family is responsible for my ancestors' suffering. They owe reparations. Okay. I don't know. Warren got out there all of a sudden. That's kind of odd for Warren.
Behind and watching.
Warren must be smoking something. So, yeah, I like those kind of questions though, because I mean they're philosophical, but yet there's also some. I don't want to say common sense. That's not really the right word, but truth basis to them. So.
Well, I interviewed for Garden Views, another law professor, one day, and, he was also espousing the Hooks theory. And he said, nobody's going to pull out of the treaty. More people are going to go into the very next day. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which doesn't have a space program, mind you, pulled out of the Moon Treaty. And so I emailed him. I'm like, nobody's going to pull out, huh? And he's like, I knew I'd hear from you.
Saudi Arabia.
That's interesting for Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they don't have a space program. Yeah. I guess the closest would be what, India, I guess?
Well, no, the UAE has a space program. India would be next. But you know what Saudi Arabia has lots of? Drilling equipment and pipes and all of that infrastructure that if the world transfers from fossil fuels into something else, I mean, something they can do to dismantle all of their infrastructure and start sending it up there. I mean, they can buy a space program. True.
Interesting. I'd never thought about it from that perspective, but you're absolutely right. If they were to go up there and start, as some people say, there's precious minerals or things up there. Helium, actually, is a big thing. So yeah, they would have probably the lead on that. So interesting.
I think that's why they stopped the Apollo program to begin with.
Yeah, I've heard scientists say that the great thing about helium-3 is that it will solve our energy problem forever. The bad thing about helium-3 is nobody has any idea how to make it work.
That's what that show For All Mankind is about. The alternate history of the moon landing. That's a good one.
Oh, really?
Isn't that on Apple TV?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm on Apple TV.
Or the High Seas, whichever one you prefer.
You're on that kick tonight. Be careful, he's a lawyer here. Bobby's eyes just went this big.
He's not in Alabama, though. He can't get me. State lines.
For all I know, he's in the UAE. I don't
Yeah, you don't want to be caught pirating Marvel stuff. That's illegal. So
I don't work for Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that was the reason they say the comic book industry is going out of business, is because too many people are pirating them. So I don't think it could be bad decisions. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, piracy is always a problem, but I mean, nobody reads. I mean, that's probably the big problem with the industry. And plus, they've done so well with the movies and the TV shows that people can get their fix much more easily without doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and sometimes it's even more enjoyable. Like you said, not with some of the most recent ones, but yeah, I haven't watched Loki yet, so I have to wait and see how that is. So
it's actually a good show.
Is it?
It's also tough. I mean, if you are an adult and you're sitting around, you're reading a book, people think you're reading a book. If you're sitting there reading a comic book, I mean, someone looking at you a little bit retarded.
I've been called that, yeah. My shoes fit. Now. You get on me because I pick on that boy down there, so.
Look.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
Well, Jeff, I know you're probably a busy man and can't hang out with us, so I don't want to keep you. Where can people find you? I mean, I've obviously found you, but tell us so that we all share the platform. So
yeah, thanks. Garden of the Doom, you can find a number of places. First of all, you can find it on any of the major platforms: Apple, Spreaker's the hosting site, Spotify, Podbean, other places. If you also like wrestling, or you just want to support the Wrestling Soup Network, it's also found on the Wrestling Soup Network and on their webpage. You get Garden of Doom and Garden Views, and also Hammerlock Hangover, which is my wrestling podcast, which is also on the Wrestling Soup Network, but also independently. It's out there on all the platforms. Also, Garden of Doom and Garden Views is on Hameen Media Group as well, which is partly wrestling, partly current events, some conspiracy stuff. So I need to yalla to the Ayatollah bin Hamin and the Hamin Media Group. They give me a lot of opportunity, and they let my shows go on there, which I think is great. But yeah, I mean, all you have to do is search on any major thing, type in Garden of Doom, and you've got it. And if you're interested in wrestling, Hammerlock Hangover too. So, but appreciate any support. And if you like the show, let other people know. And I had fun chatting with all you guys.
Yeah,
good time. Good time.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. You're more than welcome to drop in anytime you want and hang out with us. So
yeah, just let me know when you have a free slot or whatever you want to do. If you want me to talk on something in some more detail, I'm sure we can riff about any manner of subjects.
Wouldn't mind getting you over on my show, talk a little cryptozoology. That'd be fun.
Just send an invite. I'm happy to do it, and when my wife goes away usually for a few weeks at a time, I have absolutely nothing to do except eat McDonald's and then lie and say I didn't eat McDonald's.
She'll catch you. They always do. So,
yeah.
Hey, do you have any plans for tomorrow? By the way,
I do not. So these last 3 weeks, I just said my wife. That's rather new. We got married 3 weeks ago, and then we had the party this past weekend, and in between that was my birthday. So we've had it pretty busy, and half of my family is north and half of them is south. No one's in the middle, and her entire family is in South America. So we're due for some downtime, and I'm happy to have a nice 4-day weekend.
Cool.
Sounds
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have family plans and love and heart and happiness.
My wife is in the medical field, so unfortunately she will be on duty not on duty. She will be working, but we'll have a nice weekend. We're going to do ours on the weekend, so it's all good. Yeah. And me having been in emergency services, fire, EMS for so long, it's you never know. Am I going to be on? Am I going to be off? So
yeah.
So we've always moved it around for that, but we're going to do that this Saturday. But other than that, nothing more than just watching football and propping my feet up. So. But Jeff, I'll shoot you a message because I really love the legal stuff. So I could probably carry on a conversation about the laws of that and crypto. What if you shot a Bigfoot? Oh crap, we could make a long show about that. So
we can try. We can definitely do. There's no shortage of content out there. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. All right, Jeff. Well, you have a nice, happy Thanksgiving, and I hope that you enjoy your happy meal or whatever it is you choose. And we will speak to you soon. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you all. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's something we're going to have to work on with him is getting a what if you shot Bigfoot episode. That's on my to-do list now. So that's going to be my.
I'm going to do it first. So have fun.
Whatever. I came up with it first. I got propriety. I can't say it or spell it, but I got it. So, yeah. Next thing I know, you're going to dye your beard black. Good Lord. So.
Create my own logos. Thank you very much. And intros.
There you go. Well, I'm going to work on something new. Token Muddle, I saw on his webpage. He was experimenting with some stuff, so I'm going to have to get him to teach me how some of this works. So, and you did the video too, so you went all stock footage. Yeah, he went all stock footage. So,
yeah,
I'm going to make some more, but for right now, that works. Most of the people that have a podcast or do that kind of thing is just stock footage and it's just kind of some crazy. Like, welcome to the show.
Well, somebody explained to me the reason you play music or have a video coming in is because it gives YouTube time, since they're behind like 45 seconds, time to send out the notifications and people to get online. So,
it has to be a minute.
Yeah,
and that's why if you run a live premiere that's recorded, YouTube does 2-minute countdown and then your countdown.
Huh.
I don't know if you noticed that or not. Because when mine it starts like beginning shortly. And then another minute will go by. And then it'll start a countdown. And then like it's about 5 minutes.
Well, somebody told me never to I didn't know it was that big of a delay, but somebody told me that never put a countdown at the beginning of your video because YouTube would actually change it. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never had a countdown.
Change it.
Yeah, they would change it to their format. In other words, their countdown. So
YouTube has their own countdown, and then it has your countdown. It's just a countdown.
Yeah,
I've done it many times, and I quit doing it because the countdown's lame. I'd rather just have a cool video like I made because StreamYard has that one everybody uses. I hate it.
Yeah, I like the music. I like the music intro. So, all right, Dina. Well, you go get your rest because you look a little sleepy there.
I'm so tired.
Yeah. Well, you've had a stressful time taking care of your squatter, so get you some rest.
Okay.
He's on the move. We don't know where he is right now, so.
Dina's got a gun.
He's with Sonya, so he should be safe. So
He should be, hopefully.
All
right, Bobby.
Much with Sonya, he won't be.
I don't know.
Ooh. All right. So, Bobby, you got anything coming up? Thank you, Wendell.
I got one on Sunday night.
What do you got?
Tiffany, yeah, it'll be live actually. Tiffany Duran of the Paranormal Odyssey podcast. She will be on, and then hang on, this is actually decent. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. She's really peppy.
Wendell.
She's an author as well for romance novels, and so she's going to talk about that too. She's from Virginia, but she's the producer and director of this podcast, and her the host of it lives in Chattanooga, and so does his friend. And so I kind of got like a, one will beget the other. I even asked the other one if he would be on, and he's like, "Let's wait till she comes on first, and then you can." Then I'll come on. Just see. I don't want to He said I didn't want to step on her thunder.
Oh, stop.
Well, she's actually interviewing me, so yeah, her husband's a fireman.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I knew you had something going on.
Yeah, her husband's a fireman, so yeah.
And he has a Bigfoot experience.
Yeah, she's going to have me on, I think, 2-3 weeks. I don't know, something like that. So I don't know if they're live or not, though.
I think they may be recorded. Most of mine coming up are going to start being recorded, but when I get a guest, as I know it's going to be good, and I've already got it, let it roll.
There you go.
The next week I've got Old Bear's Den. This guy from Alabama that hears a lot of stories. That's going to be interesting. I'm not. Oh, he's got a good little channel, so I'm like, okay.
That sounds
Yeah, I think I've seen some of his stuff. So cool. All right. Well, we don't have anything coming up until the Misfits on Saturday. And I was thinking, since we didn't really have you talked about the dreams, why don't we use the topic that's a little more timely is holidays gone bad. The family fighting and throwing the tater salad or something. So
okay, we can do that.
The dog grabbing the turkey off the table and running out the yard. So I'm sure we've all got a holiday horror story. So
I'm sure we do.
So without bringing in too much trauma. So I think that's what the theme of this one will be. It'll be kind of timely. Then we're supposed to get JT and Shelton back on a regular basis. So I had to talk with him, and we're going to get going more regularly. So we'll get that going in the second hour, and hopefully Ross will be able to get us up on the air. So, or I will learn it by then, one or the other, and we'll have that going.
I'm glad you talked with him. That's good.
Yeah. So I think he's.
Face.
What?
No, I was actually in Tennessee.
No,
I was in Tennessee. I could have done that. So nah. We did. Well, we posted a picture. We all met. So Bobby, you got to come to Knoxville next time I'm there. So
yeah.
Well, got a drug test coming up.
Oh.
Can't come to Knoxville.
Of course you can.
It's funny you say that. When I was coming into Atlanta, I was thinking, man, I've been out in the country all this time and I haven't smelled a polecat. And I was like, oh, shit, that ain't a polecat. That's bad weed. So fucking Atlanta smells like pot. Jesus Christ, I hate this town. Get me out of here, God, please. So
I mean, you can leave.
She's kind of got something called a pension. So then I need a lawyer. Hey, I should have talked to Jeff about that. So.
Oh, you should have.
Yeah. Jeff, could you sue somebody in Georgia? Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed Turkey Day, and we will see you Saturday on the Misfits.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Till then, happy Turkey Day. And if you don't like turkey, go enjoy your tofu or whatever it is you all eat. So
Happy Turkey.
I know Turducken Day, yeah. So bye, guys.
Bye.